still hear your mic if you're speaking.
Yes, my lord.
Thank you, my lord. I mean, that's it. Brigadier, now, just to tie up that point that we were engaging on before the break, are there any witness statements that say they saw suspects running away from the crime scene, that is the Khumalo household?
Yes, I think there is, my lord, but one will have to go through the first volume to be specific, so that we can go through them. We can share them. But I have a recollection of, I think the Ngashes or saying something to that effect, my lord.
Ngabe khona yini istatement zofakazi eshoyo ukuthi zabona abantu begijima bephuma emzini wakwaKhumalo? Yebo ikhona, kwafanele nje ngibhekeke ngicabanga ukuthi ke no onqatshe nabo ke bayakusho lokho.
And the late Mr. Mukite as well, the one that we spoke about, I think he does talk about someone running away as well.
Mr.
Makaleni, sorry, the deceased, the one Makaleni, the one who assisted with the drafting of the ID kit for the second suspect.
Cabanga ukuthi nalona ke osewashona ke ubaba uMakeleni naye ke ulo wayelekelela ke ngobhejwa kwayo identity kit naye uyasho ukuthi wabona umuntu ebaleka.
Did those witnesses specifically say or said, I saw suspects running away from 13511 Kutlanong Street, Mzamo section, Foslo Ras, on the 26th of October 2014 from between 2000 hours and 21:15 in the evening?
No, there's not even a single witness that says that, including the people who were in the house, my lord. Yes. They don't explain it in that context. Yes. There's no one who puts it specifically like that.
Ingabe labo fakazi yini bathi babona abantu bephuma kwa 13511 Kutlanong Street Mzamo section eFosforas ngazo i-26 October 2014 phakathi kuka isikhathi u8 ebusuku kanye ke no21:15. Cha, akekho ke oyibeka ngale yondlela, ngisho nalaba imbala ababesendlini abayibeki kanjalo.
So what are those witnesses that you say you can check? What are they saying?
My lord, I think so that one does not misquote them. If I can be given an opportunity, I think we can embark on that exercise. Yes. But my recollection is like you'll have inference like saying Makumalo's house or Kelly's house. That's how they describe the crime scene.
Yes, I want that.
Yes, yeah, but I don't think there's even a single one in my mind that I recall that identifies the house in terms of the house number and the time. Yeah.
Hence I said in a generic form the crime scene.
Yes, no, in a generic form, my lord, I think we may find those statements. I'll just have to be given an opportunity so that
I'll give you that opportunity so that during the long adjournment then we can revert to it after the long adjournment.
Okay, man.
Now you will recall as well that before these particular accused persons were arrested, Mr. Mbata was arrested for this matter, and an identity parade was conducted in that for that suspect. You recall that?
I do recall, my lord.
Uzokhumbula ke ukuthi ke ngaphambi kokuthi laba abasolwa ke baphambi kwenkantolo manje baboshwe kunomlisa ke uthize umbatha owaboshwa futhi ke kune ID parade eyenziwa ke, yebo ngiyakhumbula lokho.
And in this instance, specifically regarding accused number 2, after his arrest on the 16th of June 2020, why was an identity parade not conducted for him in respect of the people that were in the house?
My lord, I do recall specific in 2 instances the 2 people that are interviewed, and that is Mr. Mtokozi Sitwala and Mr. Madala, who said they were 50-50. I think they put it in that context that they are not 100% sure that they will be able to do an identification parade. And I think I took their statements because I know they put it in the middle, so it wasn't going to take us anywhere. Insofar as the others, as I've said, my lord, the investigation was prosecutorial driven. You sit with the prosecution and you are guided as to which witnesses you can use or not. But those 2 specifically, I interviewed them, and they gave a statement to say they're not 100% sure. It's 50-50. I think that's how the statement is quoted.
Manje ke uma eboshwa ke umsolo wesibili ngazo i-16 ka June 2020 kwakunganike kena ke i-ID parade ingabi khona ke ngiyakhumbula ke umthokozisi Thwala kanye naye ke uTumelo Madlala futhi ke kunezitatimende zabo ke engayibhala mala naloko basho ke ukuthi ke uma ingenzwa ke banaso isiqiniseko sokuthi ke bangakwazi ke ukuthi bakhombeke basho ukuthi yilona ke ngokumala nabanye ke ngishilo ukuthi ke uphenyo olwaluhola namakhulunyisana nabeshushisike kodwa bona bobabili labo basho kanjalo.
Now regarding the rest of the people that were in the house, what decision and why was it taken that an ID parade, they shouldn't come to an identity parade where accused number 2 will be part of the people that are in the lineup so that they can have an independent identification should they identify him at that parade rather than what transpired here in court, him being identified from the dog.
My lord, like I said, the first part, like I said, the two witnesses that are interviewed said they were not 100% certain. So they didn't rule out the possibility, but they also could not confirm that they will be able to identify the accused because of the period that it has taken. And as such, as I said, my lord, I took statements to that effect. The others, as I said, it was procedural-driven investigation. There were guidelines and given as to who we can use and who we cannot use. That's how far I can answer it, my lord.
Manje ke ngokumala nabanye ke kwakunganike ukuthi banganikezwa ke ithuba ke noma ukuthi bahambe ke bayokhomba ke la umsolo wesibili azoba khona ke naye basho ke kunalokho okwenzekile la enkantolo ukuthi ke bamkhombe bela enkantolo bese ngishilo ke ukuthi labo babili bona ke basho ke babengaqinisekisa ukuthi bangakhomba noma bangangakhombi kodwa basho nje ukuthi abanaso nje isiqiniseko sokuthi ke bangakwazi ukuthi bakwenze lokho. Abanye ke ofakazi bese ngishilo futhi ke ukuthi ke kwakuxoxisana ke noma ukukhulumisana ke nabeshushisike kushiwo ukuthi ubani singabasebenzisa ubani esingabasebenzisi.
Now, if I may assist you, one of these statements, it's A126, and you can find one for yourself. I think A126 is in respect of Tumelo Madlala, whom you took a statement from inquiring whether or not he will still be able to identify the perpetrators, and he said that this case has been a while back, the incident happening. Therefore, he was equivocal. In other words, he wasn't sure that he will be able to identify the persons that had allegedly entered the house on the 26th of October 2014.
Yes, my lord. That's why I'm saying Tumelo Madlala, I do recall, but it didn't say he will not be able to. It was just a middle line to say because of the time period, like you phrasing it, is not certain. It was a 50-50 type of response that he gave, my lord.
Yebo ukuthumela Madlala yena ngiyakhumbula ke manje babe ngiqeda ukusho ke kodwa ke ayibekanga ngalendlela ke oyibeka ngayo ke washo ke ukuthi ngenxa yesikhathi akabangi ngoba ke kudala lesigameko senzeka.
Okay. Now let's go back to the issue of the identity kit. We have seen Exhibit BB, which is the identity kit that was compiled on the 29th of October 2014. Did you subsequent to that request warrant officer still come to compile another identity kit regarding accused number 2?
Yes.
Altering the image now that is Exhibit BB.
No. So the question is twofold, my lord. The first part, yes, I did contact warrant officer Steenkamp to assist with the photo that I had of accused 2 who was arrested. The second part, not to alter the initial identity kit. It was to say, this is the picture. If I recall, I think the picture was either coming from the identity document after accused 2 was arrested, my lord. And I asked her if she can take this picture and see if this picture, and if she puts a hoodie on accused 2, will it not be closely resemble the picture or the identikit that was crafted on the 29th of October 2014. So that was that, but not to replace or alter. So we have two submissions. There's this identikit of the 29th of October 2014, and when I asked her to assist with what I had in seeing that we can see similarities or not from her expertise, my lord. That's how I asked her.
Uma ngimcela ke u-warrant officer Steenkamp kwakungasona ke ukuthi akashintshe ke isithombe lesiyana ke noma i-identikit leyana, kodwa kwakusemuva ke kokuthi eboshiwe umsolo wesibili nganginesithombe ke enganinaso ke ngimbuza noma ngimcela ukuthi manje uma esebenzisa lesi sithombe cabanga ukuthi ke sasibuya ke kuwena ke umazisi wakhe umsolo wesibili ukuthi uma engasebenzisa lesi sithombe agqokise ke umsola ke noma umuntu loyo kuleso sithombe ihood abone ukuthi ikhona yini angakuthola, hayi ukuthi ashintshe leya identikit yayiseyikhona.
The essence of that request, my lord, was to try and ascertain from her whether she can link this photo that we've given to her when the hoodie is inserted with the photo that was crafted or drawn on the 29th of October 2014, my lord.
Manje ke imbangela ke noma kwakusemqoka ke kuleso sicelo kwakuwukuthi ke kulesi sithombe esimnikeza sona ke uma manje sesigqokiswe ke ihoodie ngakwazi yini ukuthi ke manje abe khona kutholayo noma ke akuhlanganise ke nale identikit eyayidwetshwe nge-29 ka October 2014.
Now your index number will be A154.
A154.
Yes. My lord, A154 is another report by Warrant Officer Steenkamp, Amanda Steenkamp, who is the facial image analyst, who also compiled the initial identity kit Exhibit J, from which Exhibit BB was extracted. My lord. And with leave of the court, my lord, once the brigadier has obtained the relevant document from his docket, I beg leave to take him through.
Yes, my lord, I do have 154, A154.
Okay. Now this report was commissioned on the 19th of June 2020 in East London. If you can assist me, Colonel, by going to the commissioning part, who the commissioner was, and the deponent is Amanda Yvonne Steenkamp.
Yes, I don't know this person, but it's someone from East London. It's A. Labes Kachnik, looks like that, my lord.
Streicher.
It's Petros Paulos Engelbrecht. Grobelar, yes.
Okay.
Grobelar, he's a lieutenant colonel.
Okay.
Angimazi ke lo muntu ke ukuthi ke wase East London Commissioner of Oath, Petrus Paulus Grobelar, Lieutenant Colonel.
Yes, my lord.
I'm going to go through this, Brigadier, and there may have to be a time when we revisit it again, because I forgot in the morning to give it to my learned colleague so that he can scan it, so that the accused person, accused two in particular, could also view this identity kit as you are commenting on it. But I have already consulted with him regarding that. He's aware of this new identity kit, and by new I'm saying subsequent to the one of the 29th of October 2014.
Correct, understood, my lord.
And at page, there's no page number, but the second page will be, and I read, Fosfor Raskas 63610 of 2014, hereby I, Amanda Yvonne Steenkamp under oath in English, paragraph 1, occupation and position in the South African Police. I am a warrant officer in the South African Police, force number, stationed at the Facial Identification Unit at the local Criminal Record Center in East London, where I am employed as a facial identification specialist with telephone number. Qualifications and experience. I have 28 years service in the South African Police. I am employed as a facial identification specialist at the South African Police Facial Identification Section since 1997. The functions I perform on a daily basis include the following: facial compilations, facial comparisons, facial mappings, two-dimensional facial reconstructions of decomposed bodies, and facial aging. I received training the facial identification functions at the CRC Training Center in Pretoria and facial identification expert status during 1998. I also gave presentation regarding facial comparisons and facial comparison at the Facial Comparison Symposium hosted at the School of Anatomical Science, University of the Witwatersrand on the 1st of March 2015. During 7 August to 13 September 2006, I gave evidence in the South Gauteng in the following cases: the case of State versus M. Khoza and 4 others, a medal theft case.
Sorry, why are you reciting all that?
Yes, so my lord, let me go to the relevant part, which is, I'll skip paragraph 3, that it should be mutatis mutandis with this paragraph, same paragraph in Exhibit J. The relevant paragraph is in paragraph 4. On 16 June 2020, I received a request from Colonel Gininda to do an alteration on an image by adding a hoodie and dreadlocks hairstyle to a person of interest. I performed the alteration using Adobe Photoshop C52 or CS2 by adding dreadlocks hairstyle and hoodie with a brush tool. Attached, please find Annexure A, the draft document in brackets that forms part of this affidavit, containing identity kits and control images. Paragraph 5 is the commissioning that we have just referred to. And then page 1, Annexure A, it reads: Phosphorus CAS 636-10-2014. A facial composite is a method of establishing a visual likeness of any person through the verbal description of a witness or victim, and which is built up with the aid of identity equipment by a facial technician. The facial description must be established as well as the modus operandi of the sought person to aid the facial investigation. And it says Annexure A is a draft document for investigation purposes. Page 2 is the suspect information of a person of interest, and page 3 is the identity key, control, and altered image. And page 2 thereof, it's Phosphorus CAS 636-10-24. Mr. Makaleni, residing at Mzamo 3942, compiled the face of suspect B. He saw 3 unknown African males in the vicinity of the gas station busy on their cell phones. Later they saw them outside the house of the Kumalos. He saw the suspect B at the gate and gave the following description: plus minus 25 years old, plus minus 1.80 meter tall, slender build, a golden insert in upper teeth, not sure, in brackets, regarding the golden insert in upper teeth, dreadlocks hairstyle, facial hair, mustache and beard. He saw something in his hand that, not sure if it was a firearm, witness could not compile the other faces. And there's an explanatory with second suspect, identity kit, unknown African male, plus minus 25 years old, slender build, height, plus minus 1.80 meter tall, medium brown complexion, upper teeth, so a golden inlay in upper teeth, not sure which side, prominent cheekbones, dreadlock hairstyle, facial hair. And then, as you correctly say, Brigadier, the control image that was used, there are 3 images. The first on the left is the image that is of the image on the left in Exhibit J, and the one in the middle is the actual photo of an extract from accused number 2's ID. And then I think the last image is the one where it was now superimposed or altered using a hoodie.
Correct, my lord.
Yebo kuyiqiniso ukuthi kulezi ithombe ezintathu ke esibhekile ke lana lesi sokuqala ilena yokuqala ke identity eyenziwa ke noma ke eyayenziwe bese kuthi ke maphakathi ke nendawo be isithombe ke sona ke esasetshenziswa esithathwa kuona ke umazisi wakhe umsolo wesibili esesithathu ke ila khona ke esesi manje khona lesi kusetshenziswe lesi maphakathi nendawo se-ID esegqokiswa ihoodie.
And there's also this other one. Do you have it in front of you?
I think let me just confirm my lord. I have something like that, but it's just that the wording is written differently. But I do have something to this effect, similar to what you have, but I think it's the writing that is slightly different.
Yeah, because this one is an enlarged of this page, and it says this suspect was standing outside the gate, and the descriptors are the same as in the pages that I've read.
Yes, I'm not sure if. Let me see. I just don't see the word that you've seen, but the picture, yes, there is a picture resembling what I was shown, my lord.
Yes, like I'm saying, this exercise is going to be futile if it's not being there, so that there's no repetition when I ask you to comment on it. I was just placing it on record so that when it's placed there, I've already placed it on record. So I'm going to request that also this one will be done after lunch. I'll ask my learned colleague to scan it for us so that it can be built.
Understood,
Now, the questions that I can ask from this, whether or not we're going to build this, it's what was the necessity of having this second identification altered from DB to this other one now with a control image of his identification document used?
So my lord, there was no intention to alter, it was to compare. So that is the right context. The alteration is insofar as what was provided to warrant officer Steenkamp, and the altering she's talking about is what we provided to her, to put the hoodie and the dreadlocks as is described by Mr. McAllen in order for her expertise. As I said, my lord, the purpose was to see if she can say photo B or the sample that we gave her corresponds with the identity that was taken on the 29th of October 2014. That was the purpose, to say you are an expert, you dealt with this identity on the 29th of October 2014. Here's the picture which does not have a dreadlocks of a person of interest. Can you then alter this picture that we're sending and add the hoodie and the dreadlocks and see if you can match the two? That was the purpose of this exercise, but not to alter the original identity of 2014, because the comparison was being done in relation to that original identity, my lord.
Inhloso ke yakhona konke lokho akuwukuthi ke unaso ke lesi sithombe noma ke le identity yange 29 ka October 2014. Manje ke kunalesi sithombe ke sibuya kuyona ke umazisi wakhe ke umsolo wesibili ukuthi manje nangalendlela ke uMakeleni asho ngayo usufake ke ama dreadlocks lawo kanye ke nehoodie ubhekeke ukuthi yini kwakuqhathanisa nje ubhekeke kulokho, kodwa kungasikona ukuthi ushintshe leya identity yange 29 ka October 2014, kodwa uqhathanisa uma manje sekufakwe ama dreadlocks kanye nehoodie.
So the purpose in essence, my lord, was to try and see if we can link conclusively accused to as per the photo that comes from his ID with the identity kit that was drawn on the 29th of October 2014. That was the purpose.
Inhloso ke kwakuwukuthi ke manje sibheke ke ukuthi singahlanganisa ngokuphelele yini ke kuyona ke identity leyana eya nge-29 ka October 2014 kanye nalesi sithombe ke esibuya kona ke umazisi wakhe umsolwa wesibili.
Or exclude him if, for example, the expect says no, there's no such in terms of her expertise, my lord.
Noma ke uma ungoti ethi ke cha kulokhu ke sengikwenzile ke lokho kodwa ke ngiyathola noma ngiyabona ke ukuthi cha akuhlangani bese ke eyakhishwa ke awukuthi nje ahlanganiswe kodwa uma kuwukuthi akukho okutholakalayo akhishwe.
Where was accused number 2's identification document taken for it to be supplied to Mr. Nakanda?
It was taken by the arresting officers. As I said, when they arrested him on the said date, my lord, they did let me know. So it was electronically communicated as Warrant Officer Steenkamp was sitting in the western, not the western, the eastern Cape, East London, sorry, in East London, my lord.
Okwenzeka ke ukuthi noma umbuzo uthi ke watholakala kuphi ke umazisi wakhe umsolwa wesibili amaphoyisa ke ambopha bangitshela ke base ke futhi ke bedlulisela ke nake ngoba ke bakhuluma ke nami bedlulisela ke nake Warrant Officer Steenkamp owayeseke East London.
And other than Makaleni, and whom we've established now that he's not the person that was in the house, is there any other person that made a statement to the effect that the second intruder wearing a hoodie also had dreadlocks, because the description of dreadlocks from the people in the house only related to the first intruder?
That is correct. All the people in the house relates to the first intruder with the dreadlocks. That's okay. That's what it says. I agree with you.
Yes, but my
Ngiyavumelana ke nawe kuyiqiniso ukuthi ke bonke abantu ababesendlini bathi ke lo owangena qala uyena owayena dreadlocks.
Yes, but my question is this: other than Makaleni, that we know that he was not in the house, are there any other witnesses that describe the person that they saw running wearing a hoodie, having a dreadlocks hairstyle?
My lord, I may speak under correction, but I seem to recall that the statement we dealt with before tea time, often Tabi saying, or the record, maybe saying something to that effect, but I'm not sure, my lord. All I can say with certainty is that the people who were in the house only describe the first intruder with dreadlocks, and they don't say the second one had dreadlocks and a hoodie. That's what I can say with certainty. Insofar as to whether there are other witnesses outside, one will have to be have an opportunity to go through all the witness statements and then give a certain answer, so that I don't seem to be saying something that contradicts the docket, my lord.
Ngaphandle kwakhe uMakeleni ingaba bakhona yini abanye ke kulaba ke ababe ngaphandle ke abashoyo noma ke abachaza ngalendlela ke uMakeleni amchaze ngayo ke ukuthi ke lo muntu wayifake ihoodie wayinama dreadlocks laba ababesendlini bona ke mabechaza ke bachaza lo owangena qala ukuthi uyena nama dreadlocks, kodwa ke kulaba abangaphandle ke kuzofanele umuntu ke abheke ke manje kuzona zonke izitatimende ngingasho ke into engahambelani naloko okubhalwe kulona idokodo.
Now, Ms. Zandile Khumalo and Lieutenant Colonel Mangena testified about a reenactment that occurred around 2016 regarding the events that transpired on the 26th of October of 2014. Are you aware of that reconstruction that was conducted? That was before you even were seized with this matter.
The only construction, and I don't know if I'm assuming, my lord, and I stand under correction.
Yes.
The only thing that I seem to recall, it's where General Mukotedi and I think with Brigadier Mudise were involved, where they used actors to try and reconstruct the scene. I'm not sure if
That's the one I'm referring to.
Yeah, I have a recollection of that, my lord.
Ngiyakhumbula ke noma ke noma umbuzo ke ukuthi ke ngo2016 kula khona ke kwakuyobheka noma ke kuyohlela kuyokwenziwa ke kabusha noma ke ukureconstructa yona ke indawo yesigameke ngaba uyazini ke ngaloko mayelana nesigameko leso senzeka ngaso i26 October 2014 engikhumbulayo ukuthi kwaku General Mokotedi kanye naye ke uBrigadier Mudise ngiyazi ukuthi ke basebenzisa ke ama actors yebo yiloko ke bengikhuluma ngakho.
And the gist of Ms. Kumalo's testimony, Zandile, is that they were called to 13511 Kutlano Street, Muzamo section for Sloras on that day, and using props, like we say, sort of an acting out and reenactment of that scene. Each person that was in the house in 2014 was called in to say, we've set up the scene, say this thing is Senzo, this one is the intruder, and explain how it transpired. But the gist of why I'm asking you this is, initially, I think at the beginning of the year, or even last year already, I had asked the state to provide us with a copy of the DVD of that reenactment, because I have a statement of a warrant officer Boysen who says he also attended that reenactment. He took videography of that reenactment, copied it into an SD card, and later made into DVD. And I haven't had the benefit of a positive response whether or not that DVD is still available.
My Lord, I'll assist. I suppose then the defense wants to have access to that DVD, so I'll assist. I'll try to go through the electronic data that we receive with the docket when I sign for it and identify it and make it available to the defense. So I'll just have to go through the electronic data, my Lord, that was given to us.
Ngingalekelela ke lapho manje ba usho ukuthi kwakuna warrant officer Boysen othi naye ke uyena ke wayumthwebulike ngalelo langa lelo kwase kuba ne DVD kuzofanele ukuthi ngiyobheka ke uma ngilekeleleke ukuthi ke nginikeze ngayo leyo DVD leyo.
That will be greatly appreciated, Brigadier.
No, I'll do my best, my Lord.
Now, yesterday, because we were going up and down, I left then when we were talking about the incident of the 18th of, we had spoken about the incident of the 17th of June 2020 at the boardroom in Pretoria North, where accused number 2 instructs me that you were present and you say you were not present. That will be something that will be argued, and what transpired in the boardroom. Then on the 18th, you go to Carltonville at Sibanye Gold, where accused number 2 was employed, and you said primarily to check on his alibi that he was at work at the time the incident took place. Is that correct?
That is correct, my Lord, absolutely. But also just to go back on the date of the 17th, my Lord, I seem to recall that it was said, I asked accused 2 to take off his clothing, I'm not so sure whether the
Yes.
top part, to check for tattoos.
Yes.
My Lord, there will be no reason to do that because there is no statement in the docket, and that's why I said I was not there. But even if I parked it, in the docket itself, there is no statement by either the people who were in the house or outside who give a description of tattoos. So that exercise, even if I was present, I wouldn't ask him to do that because there's no description that is given that the second suspect or even the first suspect had tattoos. You can just, the description in terms of the dreadlocks, the clothing goes insofar as that, but no description of tattoos was given, my Lord.
Bese kuthi ke ngazo i18 ka June 2020 wase biwa khona ke eCarltonville eSibanye ukuyoqiniseka sake la ayesebenza khona ke noma la athi waye khona ke umsola. Kodwa ke ngicela nje ukuthi ngibuyeleke kuzona ke i17 ngoba ke khulunyiwe ke kwashiwo ukuthi ke ngazo i17 ngathi kumsolwa akakhumuleke eEthiopia ke kufuna ubheka amathathu ngishilo ukuthi ngangile ngekho lapho kodwa ke noma ke ngingama ke nje lapho kuthiwe ngangikhona ke ukuthi yena ke ngimkhumulise ngithi ke ngibheka amathathu ngangeke ngikwenze sasingekho isidingo noma isizathu sokwenza lokho ngoba asikho nesodwa istatement sabofakazi esakhuluma ngamathathu kwakhulunywa njengama dreadlocks naloko okwakugqokiwe akukho okwakhulunywa ngamathathu.
My Lord, I beg leave to approach accused number 2. His hand is raised.
Yeah.
Thank you, my Lord. I mean, that's it. Now, accused number 2, you stated that you then confronted accused number 2 with a copy of the identity kit exhibit BB, and you informed him that the person on the left with a hoodie bore a resemblance to him, right?
Yes, according to my observation. So I was basing that on my observation, my Lord.
Yebo ke uma ngiya kuyena ke umsolo wesibili ngithi ke lo muntu engimbona lana ke okulesi sithombe esidwetshiwe noma le identity ufana nawe ke lokho kwaku yiloko engangikubona mina.
And further that you then confronted him and said, I'm sitting with information that shows me that you are a person of interest or a suspect in the Senzo Mewa murder case, right?
Yes, I did, but that's not how the sequence is correct. But I think the sequencing is not accurate, my Lord. That was put at the beginning, after he was warned according to his rights, and that this assertion that I'm sitting with information that he may be involved in the murder of Senzo Mewa, that was put at the beginning. Subsequent to that, then a response was given to me, my Lord, that no, he was not there. And I even alluded to the fact that, my Lord, it was interesting to me, or I find it interesting in that he was able to specify the specific date of this incident, the 26th of October 2014, that he was at work. And then subsequently, then we followed that alibi, which was found to be false. So that is the sequence that I'm laying. Thereafter, after the alibi was then denied, then the identity kit then kicks in terms of saying my view relating to the identity kit, which was also denied by accused number 2 in terms of him saying it's a mistaken identity. That's how it unfolded, my Lord, leading to the identity kit confrontation.
Mina ke ngizoyibeka noma ngizoyisho ke ngokulandelelana kwayo ukuthi kwenzeka kanjani ke kwakusekuqaleni ke uma ke la mtshela khona ke ukuthi ke umuntu osolakalayo noma ke umsolwa ke kwisigameko sokubulawa kwakhe ke uSenzo Meyiwa ila asho khona ke ukuthi cha yena ke kwase kusho yena ke ukuthi ke cha ngalo lelo langa i26 zika October 2014 yena ke wayesemsebenzini ila manje sesiya khona ke emsebenzini ukuyoqinisekisa lokho uma sekutholakala ukuthi akusilona ke iqiniso ila khona sengikhipha khona ke manje isithombe noma phecelezi ke identity kit nayo ke aphika athi cha kwenziwa iphutha la.
And at Carltonville, where accused 2 was employed, you then attended upon 2 areas. One at Human Resources to find the cloaking records and other related documents regarding the status of whether or not accused number 2 was working first and whether he was at work on the 26th of October 2014, correct?
I don't recall, my Lord, that it was 2 places. It was one facility, yes. And Mr. Mulder was having access to the history in terms of the activities regarding accused 2 on the specific date we're inquiring about, and the activities of the cloaking record. One will see that, my Lord, that on the 22nd, when we finalize his affidavit contains the cloaking record of his movement around this period, my Lord. So it was Mr. Mulder who actually was able to gain us access to those activities.
Umuntu ke owakwazike ukuthi ke atholeleke noma ke asitholeleke isikhathi ke soko noma ke ukuthi ke wayesemsebenzini ngalelo langa ke umsola wesibili nokuthi ke ukuhamba noma ke ukuplopa kwenzeka kanjani ungena kanye nokuphuma emsebenzini kwakuyena ke uMr Mulder.
Yes, when I say you went to two separate departments at Sibanye Gold, didn't you also attend to the hospital section also to obtain medical records for whatever purposes your investigation directed you to?
No, I don't recall that, my lord. The examination where I was present when accused 2 was examined was on the 22nd after he made appearances on the charge of possession in Northwest, and subsequently then I think we went to Dr. Tokwe. That's my recollection, and that is where the dental report was given.
Mina ke ngikhumbula engangikhona ke kwakungazo 22 kwakusemuva kokuthi ke ebingelele imantshi ke ummangalela enkantolo kwasekiwa kuyena ke khona eNorthwest kwasekiwa kuyena ke udokotela uThokwe.
Now, just touching on that one, then we'll continue with this aspect of the visit to Sibanye Gold. The issue of the golden tooth, where accused 2 is now taken to Dr. Hlokwe. Other than Magaleni, the witnesses in the house who described a second intruder as tall, dark, wearing a hoodie, did they also describe that intruder had a golden inset on his teeth?
No, my recollection, my lord, is that there may be one statement that identifies the first intruder as having a gold tooth, but then I think that statement was then supplemented by that person, I think, saying he's not sure. I think it could be Ms. Zandi Kumalo, but I stand under correction, but I can also, after lunch, be specific, my lord. But there is a statement to that effect, but it refers to the first intruder. That is insofar as the people who were inside the house.
Cabanga ukuthi ke sikhona ke istatement la abantu ke ababesendlini ke bashoyo ke ukuthi lo waqala ke waye nezinyo legolide kodwa ngicabanga ukuthi ke kwakuyena uMzandi Khumalo kodwa ke ngizobheka ke uqinisekisa ukuthi ikona ke lokho engikushoyo kodwa ngicabanga ukuthi kamuva ke wayese esishintsha ke noma ke eyishintsha leyo nkulumo leyo.
Okay, now let's revert back to Carltonville. Accused number 2 instructs me that at Carltonville, indeed, he led the investigative team to his shaft where he worked, and token records and other HR-related documents were obtained. And thereafter, he was taken to the hospital section because there was an issue to check whether the accused had had an injury during a mining accident that the investigative team wanted to follow. And if also I'm correct, Sergeant Mohane testified to that effect that accused 2 was taken to the hospital section of the mining complex for that purpose.
My lord, if he was taken, and if Sergeant Mohane testified to that effect, it would have been before I arrived. When I arrived, as I said, my lord, the sequence of events were exactly as to where he was. Alibi followed, found to be false, identikit, which was then denied by him. I warned him according to his rights. Then as I was leaving, I was then called back by one of the members, and that led now to the confession, my lord. And after we had agreed that he is prepared to make a statement to an independent police officer, I departed with Sergeant Mohula. So there was no other activities where I went to attend to with accused number 2. The only encounter that I had with him, insofar as the medical section is concerned, it's with the doctor, this Dr. Tokwe, on the 22nd. That was the following Monday of June 2020, my lord.
Uma ukuthi ke uthi ke uno Sergeant Mohane wethule ubufakazi-ke mayelana nalokho ukuthi-ke bamhambisa-ke aya esibhedlele noma ke emtholampilo khona lapho emayini. Akuthi-ke lokho kwenzeka mhlampe ngingekafiki-ke mina-ke ngale ndlela engichaze ngayo ukuthi-ke kwenzekani ukuthi-ke kuyobhekwa-ke ukuthi wayesemsebenzini kwatholakala ukuthi kwangasilona iqiniso lelo. Ngase ngikhipha-ke isithombe noma-ke phecelezi-ke identikit naye IP-ka-ke. Uma sengihamba-ke ila ngibizwa khona elinye lamalunga ukuthi kutholakala ukuthi-ke khona-ke akusho lokho akusho-ke kwaholela ekuthini-ke manje sekufanele ayokwenza-ke istatimende sabe sesiyahamba-ke mina naye-ke umuhula akukho okunye-ke engakwenza-ke kanye naye ngalelo langa.
Okay. Now, with respect to now that aspect of you arranging that a statement be obtained from accused number 2 because he had made certain utterances. Accused number 2 will testify, and he has already said in the trial, within the trial, that at Sibanye Gold, you did not confront him with Exhibit BB, the identity kit, but rather you confronted him with a photo that is part of Exhibit S, that will be photo 47, which depicts a red motor vehicle with persons around, and in the background on the other side of the car there is a person wearing blue clothing with a cap.
No, that's absolutely not correct, my lord. My lord, and I think I dealt with this part yesterday when I was dealing with the issue of the see-through bag. The downloads, insofar, because what is referring to is contained in the downloads of accused number 3 cell phone. That picture with the red car, it's a sedan, and there are people appearing there. That picture, my lord, was found in the downloads of accused number 3. Now, I indicated that on the 16th, we were not in sight of accused 3, 4, and 5. It is after the confession of the 19th, and obviously him talking to me on the 18th and subsequently it being written down on the 19th and 24, that the analysis towards accused 3 in terms of the case number, the firearm that was seized from him, exhibits taken from him, were actually paid attention to. Now the statement from the downloader, this is now Sergeant Mabasa from Brixton, where the downloads of accused 3 were contained, was only made available or commissioned on the 17th of August 2020. So I could not have shown him, the essence of what I'm saying, my lord, I could not have shown him a photo that is contained in the downloads of accused 3 cell phone because I was not in possession of those downloads. The first data came to me around August 2017 when I received it from Sergeant Mabaso. Then subsequently, the analysis was done by Kenneth Stein. So that is not correct. I was not in possession of that picture.
Axlon, iqiniso-ke uma ngabe ethi mina-ke angizange ngize noma-ke uma ngiza kuyena-ke ngeza-ke nginalesi sithombe lesi esasinemoto yobomvu kunabantu abami kuyona-ke kunomuntu ome ngasemuva-ke ogqoke impahla noma ezibhlu ngombala ngoba-ke okwenzeka ngaleso sikhathi leso-ke akukho enganginakho noma-ke engangikwazi noma okwakukhomba umsolo wesithathu, wesine, umhlolo wesihlanu. Okwenzeka ukuthi leyo picture noma ke leso sithombe akhuluma ngaso isithombe esikuma downloads omakhalekhukhwini akhe umsolwa wesithathu. Futhi ke istatement engasithola sakhe uMabasa okuyena wase Brixton okuyena owenza lo ma downloads sangasithola nge-17 zika August ngo-2020. Ngaleso sikhathi leso ke ngikhuluma naye umsolo wesibili lawo ma downloads lawo ngangingenawo.
And my lord, I even said that is why I had no knowledge of this see-through bag when we went to interview accused 3 on the 30th of June, because accused 3 was interviewed and measured on the 30th of June 2020, because I did not have that see-through bag picture and the linkages even when we went to interview him. So on the 17th or 18th rather, when I came across accused 2. I had no access to the downloads in that picture.
Futhi ke nanjengoba ke i-interview noma ke inhlolo khona engayenza naye umsolo wesithathu yayingeyipeti zika June 2020 akukho nengakhuluma naye mayelana nalesiya naleli saka ke lalinemali leli elibonakalayo ke noma ubonayo ngaphakathi kulona ukuthi linani ngoba ke lawo ma-downloads lawo ngangingenawo ukusho ukuthi ngingazo i-18 zika June 2020 uma ngikhuluma naye umsolo wesibili lawo ma-downloads lawo ngangingenawo noma lezo ithombe lezo ngangingenawo.
Let me just correct myself, Brigadier, because accused 2 has just mouthed to me to say, in fact, it was not at Carltonville when you confronted him with this photograph. It was at Pretoria North, SAPS, on the 17th of June 2020 in the boardroom. And he says specifically that it is you who showed him this picture with the person in the background with a cap with insignia that I cannot see, that is slightly bent, to say this person is accused number 2.
No, but my lord, that's misleading. That's not correct. The same explanation I gave applies to the 17th of June. As I said, the only time the name of accused 3 came into our picture was on the 18th, not even on the 17th, because I didn't see the accused on the 16th, accused 2. I didn't see him on the 16th, I didn't see him on the 17th. The only time I came across accused 2 for the first time was the 18th. So there is no way I would have shown him this picture on the 17th, because it was not even in possession of this team. We're not even aware, because accused 3 was not on site as part of the persons of interest. So it's not true, my lord.
Absolona iqiniso noma ke uye walungisa ke ummeli uthi cha uye wamlungisa ke umsentanzi ukuthi cha lesi sithombe lesi ke kwakungeyi-17 zika June 2020 ePretoria North kule boardroom la ubrigadier akutshengisa khona ke uthi ke ubrigadier nalapho ke lokhu akuchazile ke ngaphambili kuseyikona ke ukuthi ke ngeyi-16 akakubonanga, ngeyi-17 akakubonanga, kwakungeyi-18 zika June 2020 uma ekhuluma nawe ke la okokuqala khona ke manje esezwa ke ngaye umsolwa wesithathu noma ke ukhuluma ngaye umsolwa wesithathu kusho ukuthi ke ngazo i-17 zika June 2020 bangeke kwenzeke ukuthi wayengakhombisa lesi sithombe ngoba kwakungekho nje awayenakho noma awayekwazi ngaye umsolwa wesithathu.
Now on this particular picture, photo 47 of Exhibit S, during Constable Zungu's evidence, he was also led by my learned colleague, Advocate Baloi, regarding this picture. And his testimony was on the 7th of September 2023, and it will be at page 10. And it will be the specific section that I want to go to is line 19 of page 10 going on to page 11 up to the top of page 12.
Yes, my lord. My lord, just to add on, to qualify what I was referring to with regard to the events of August. Now, in the statement which was discovered to the defense, A194 is the statement of Sergeant Mabasa, the downloader. Yes. Paragraph 5, my lord. In fact, even on this date, he was still doing the downloads. Paragraph 5 of A194 reads as follows, my lord. On 2020-08-17, at about 11:17, I received a CD from the phone downloads office with a computer folder marked Cleveland CAS 962-2015. This is the case, my lord, when we're doing the analysis on accused 3, we picked him up on. I testify about this. Containing a phone download information. The computer folder contained 3 X-ray files that contain the information of 1 phone, 1 SIM card, and 1 memory card. The information in the XRY format cannot be tampered, edited, or manipulated. Paragraph 6. The information contained in XRY file was as follows: Samsung GT E2220, cell phone number 072-766-8169. This number, my lord, is the one that I said we're able to link it to accused 3, show that this was his downloads. Then there's email number 359796050297902. IMSI 655012249151373 and a memory card that belongs to Mtobisi Gadla Mngube, suspect linked to Phosphorus 636-10-2014 as directed by Colonel Geninda. That is the essence of what I'm saying, my lord, that these activities regarding this only took place later in August. So there is no way, and this picture that was displayed there, my lord, is contained here. So in June, I did not have access to this information. It was only made to me available later. So I could not have shown him this picture, my lord.
Kuloko aqeda ukufunda ke ubrigadier uchaza ke ukuthi lesi sithombe ke besitshengisiwe ke lana ngokwaloku okubhaliwe ke lana istatement sakhe uSergeant Mabasa uA194 esiyasho ke ukuthi nge-17 zika August ngo-2020 isikhathi kwaku-11:17 ngathola i-CD kuma phone downloader kwi-office ke ama phone downloader yayine computer folder eyayimakwe uCleveland Case 9602 2015 yayine nemininingwane yokudownloada kwefone kanye futhi ke i-computer folder leyo yayine XRY files amathathu ayinale mininingwane ifone eyodwa iSIM card eyodwa kanye nememory card eyodwa futhi ke leyo information noma ulwazi olulapho ke kuleyo XRY alikwazi ke ukuthi ke lungashintshwa noma kube khona okwenziwayo kulona point 6 uthi ke information elapho kuleyo XRY file ile landelayo kwakuyi Samsung GT E2220 072 inumber 76688169 wasechaza ke ukuthi ke ileyo number leyo ke lesathola ke kuphenyo ukuthi kwakuyi number yakhe umsolo wesithathu weIMEI 359796050297902 kanye ne-IMSI number kanye futhi ke ne-memory card ekuyeka Mthobisi Gadla Mngube umsolwa ehlanganiswa necala uPhosphorus Case 636-10-2014. Uthi ke lokho ke ngithola ke kuyena uBrigadier Geninda bese chaza kuBrigadier ukuthi lokho ke engikushoyo ukuthi ke ngalesikhathi kakhuluma ngaso umsola wesibili ngoJune noma i-17 zika June ke lokhu ngangekabi nako kuse kwatholakala kamuva.
And this statement, my lord, just to end the last part, was then was made by Sergeant Mabaso and commissioned on 2020 August the 17th at 14:23, my lord.
Same day.
Yes, 17th August.
When he says he actually downloaded it.
Yes, same day, my lord. But it's August 2020, 17. Same day, my lord. Yes.
Kodwa ke wasisicommissioner ngalelo langa ke ngazo i-17th August 2020.
My lord, it's just gone 1 o'clock. Is it an opportune time to take the lunch adjournment?
Okay. Until 2 then.